Squad, it's your boy E back at it again with another dope, legendary video. And today I am super duper excited to make this video where I'm going to show you exactly how I set up my mobile detailing equipment. In the previous video, I showed you how to build your van. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up. And if you're one of the people that's been wondering, you have your equipment, you don't know exactly if you skillful enough to set your own equipment, well, it's not as difficult as you think. You just gotta have a plan and figure out exactly where you want everything to be, and you go from there. Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it, and it's not the ultimate way, but so far it has been working for me, and I can't complain. With all that being said, I'm gonna show you exactly how I did everything step by step. Let's go. What's going on, Brody?
What's this here?
I don't know. That might be a vacuum hose. Let me see.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Yeah, a couple coming?
Yeah. Yeah, 3 more coming.
3 more?
Yeah.
All right, bet. I was just about to leave, bro, and I saw you pulling up. I'm like, shoot, let me grab this for you, bro.
I got it. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, cool. No, I got it. Hell yeah, dude. All right, bro.
That's it, brother.
You the chat, man. Appreciate that.
All right,
I think that's the steamer. All right, man. You take it. Yeah, I think that's the steamer. Ooh, it's Christmas Day, guys. Hell yeah. Come on, it's delivery day. Let's go. Ooh. New delivery. Woo-hoo. And another delivery. And here we go. This is Polar Bear. If you remember, I named my van Polar Bear. And this is my baby right here. We're gonna start in the back real quick. The first thing that I want you to know is I'm just gonna go briefly on all of the equipment that I have so far. I have plenty more coming. I'm gonna just go over all of the equipment real quick with you. And also I'm gonna show you how I set everything up. First of all, let's start with the pressure washer. Pressure washer is everything in mobile detailing. So let's say if you're gonna go to somebody's house, if you don't have a pressure washer, it's gonna make it very difficult for you to get a good, detail done. I'm not saying a pressure washer is the only way you can wash a car, but if you're a detailer and you're mobile, you tell me you don't have a pressure washer, something is not going right. Anyhow, I have the Westinghouse pressure washer. This is a 34 PSI in 2.0 GPM. 34 PSI is a little bit overkilling. And you don't really need that much PSI, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you get the gun too close to the paint and also using the wrong nozzle, you might mess it up. But before we even go any further, I know you guys probably going to roast me about my high pressure hose. That's not how it's going to be. I ordered a high pressure hose. When it came, it was for 100 foot and it was too big. I didn't like the way it looked, so I had to return it back. And because I returned it back, I didn't want that to stop me from making money. So I just, throw this in there and make it work. So it's actually working for me. But in a couple of days or a week or 2 weeks from now, I should get the actual one that I want and put it on there and hook the high pressure hose to it. So don't worry about that. And right here, you're looking at one of the bottle holders. I only threw it in here because when I went to the shop that's going to put the diamond plate in the door so I can put all of the bottle holders. So I wanted to bring a sample of all of the bottle holder that I had. So that's the reason why it's sitting here. But anyhow, move forward. The next equipment that I have is the inverter generator, which is the EU3000 under generator, which is super duper quiet. It comes with the button where you can start it in the back with the battery, or you can just crank it up with with the normal way. I forget what it's called. And the next thing we want to talk about real quick here again, like I said, I'm not showing you how to set it up. I'm just showing you all the equipment that I have, and later on I'm going to show you exactly how to get it done. It's the extension cable that's on the rail, which again, is extracting, you know. You could pull it and it extracts by itself. And it goes the same for the air compressor hose. So that's the air hose. I have a tornado guns coming also, but this the one that actually use for interior cleaning. Certain part I actually like using this more than the tornado itself, but the tornado, you know exactly what it is if you're a detailer. And the next thing that I have is the coxswain for the vacuum hose, so which this one is manual. So far, this is how the back looks like. Like I said, again, in a couple of maybe a week or two, the bottle holders and the diamond plate gonna sit, but I don't have anything in the door yet, and I'm gonna show you guys when is that getting done. Like I said, again, the high pressure hose is gonna be on the rail at the bottom right here once I get the piece. And the last thing I'm gonna do in the back is to put the generator on a sliding rack. Right now I can slide it. It's not really professionally done. It's not that crazy, but it gives me the ability where I can slide it back and forth and not necessarily have to take it down off the van. And up here, I'm going to put some lights also. When it get a little bit darker, I have a lot of lights back here. But anyway, let's move to the side real quick. All right, next, we're going to be talking about the vacuum that I'm using. This is the rigid vacuum, and this is the 12-gallon and the 6-pick. One of the reasons why I went with a 6-pick is I know when you're actually running a vacuum hose, and if the vacuum is not strong enough, you might lose some power if you're using the real hose. Like you see in the back, like I'll show you it again, I have the 50-foot real hose, and if you're not using a vacuum that's strong enough, you may lose some kind of power when you're vacuuming. So the 6-pick has been working just fine for me. I don't have any issues. It doesn't have to be that big, but nonetheless, that's what I bought. It's working for me. If it's not broken, why worry about it? But anyhow, this is where it actually hooked up to, and it goes on the side, which I'm going to go in more detail how the practicality and how I got everything function for me. But I'm just showing you all the equipment and how I set them up. Anyhow, moving forward, the next equipment or the next gear that I have is the air compressor, the Husky air compressor. As you can see, the tag, everything's still on there because I didn't bother to take it off. It's the 4.5-gallon Husky, which is super duper quiet. You see it's in the back again. So pretty much what I do is whenever I'm out of job, there's a button on the side you press and it start, and you just go in the back and stop using it. And it's been working just fine. I can't really complain. So what I did was I built a little shelf where I put the vacuum right on top of this, and at the bottom is of course the air compressor, and in the front I'm going to show you where I have some more stuff in. Right here is my little charging station for all my batteries and stuff. So pretty much I have some polishers. I have a couple polishers in there. I have the Makita, I have the Milwaukee, which is a cordless, and all the battery are in there. I mean, I got a couple things in here, but let's go on the other side, you guys. And please don't roast me because it's a bit messy. I just started and I can't keep this thing clean. The only reason why is because I have a lot of bottles back here at the bottom, and I have some boxes that have some, you know, brand new rags that I have to clean out the way. And once I get these bottles at the bottom, that's where I'm going to put all the rags and stuff, so that way I can get this box out the way. But anyhow, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to wrap this also, because I recently built the shelf, and pretty much I can hold about 10 gallons of chemicals. And down here are some buckets, some washment bucket. I have 2 of them, actually 3 of them. And this one is a steamer, is the reliable steamer. This steamer is working like magic. So I can't complain so far. It's actually been doing a great job. And I also have a table that I use when I'm actually doing the job. At the job site, what I do is I bring this out. That's where I clean all the pads and everything. So it just makes things easier. I don't have to bend down all the time and put the mats on the floor. I think this makes this job look more professional, easier, and it helps you not breaking your back too much. And I also have these little cones that I use. Let's say if I'm by a street and I want to make sure that nobody comes across where I'm working at. So what I do is I just set it in place, you know, and nobody comes around. It just, you know, just advise you that, you know, the road is busy. I have a couple of things at the bottom, which is a chemical dispenser, which is at the bottom here. And I have the foam cannon, and I have a bunch of rags up here, pads. So which I'm going to make another video showing you all of the products that I'm using, all the things that I'm using, which again, this is the drill for me to do the mat cleaning, the shampoo cleaning, and all that stuff, which I got a couple bristle in here. So I got a bunch of stuff in here. So if you can notice in here, I got a lot different things in there. which again, I'm going to set them properly once everything is done. So once I get all the bottle at the bottom and I can fix this side, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put a polisher holder back here. And at the bottom here, I have an inverter. And this way, again, I'm going to be utilize it for some other, charging station, maybe for my battery or some other things that I'm going to have, where I have the generator for source of power and also this inverter here that can provide about 1,000 watt. So, and I have some gloves, some other things in there. Like I said, again, this is not a product review. That's me showing you my van, but we're going to get into details of how I actually set everything up and which equipment that I set first to make things easy. Let's go. The very first thing you're gonna need, the drill. You're gonna need a drill. You're gonna need some tools that you can use to actually screw everything in. So I wouldn't advise you to use like a manual plier, a screwdriver, which is a Phillips or flathead. It's gonna be a very tedious process. Even though when you have a drill, it still take you a long time. So if you have the flat screwdriver or Phillips, and that's all you have, you do what you got to do. But I'd advise you get a drill so where you can use it, make things a lot quicker. And the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need a leveling. So something that you can use to help you set everything at a level is not crooked a little bit. So pretty much what I did was I take the hose off of the rail. So I took everything out, right? So I unroll it. So everything is out. It's bare naked. I didn't have anything on there to make it not only lighter, and to be able to see where I'm going to put the screws. So pretty much there are 4 screws in this. So if you look at the bottom here, I don't know if you can notice right here, there's a screw and there's another one on the top. There's another one on the side here. There's one on the top. So pretty much what I did was I set this up, and ideally you're probably going to need two person to do this. So somebody to hold it, and you use a crayon, like a marker or something. So where the holes are, with it level, and you poke a hole. So you pre-drill the hole, and you use something to you pre-drill the holes, right? And once you figure out exactly the way you're gonna level it, and that's when you put the screws. So when you go put the screws, you gotta put the washer on top of the screw, right? If you notice, there's a washer right here. So you put the washer, you put the screw to make sure everything's set up properly. You put one on the top bottom here, and one on the top, just so you can actually hold it. And before you just do anything else, so you just go back here. If you notice it, I did something that was wrong. And if you're going to actually copycat this, I advise you to actually do it better than I did. So where you got to put a washer in the back also, so where you put all the screws, so that way when you're screwing it, it's not actually poking the wood itself. So if you notice here, I didn't put it, but nonetheless, what I did was I put one screw at the bottom here, another one on the top, so that way it can kind of keep it level. And I tied up, and to have an idea if it's not crooked. If it's crooked on this side, you can take the screw off and you level it down, up. Or if it's this side, you level this side up and down. So once you figure this out, then you could put the other 2 bolts. So pretty much what I did was, even though I didn't have a drill to use it, but I used one of the torque wrench thingy, and then put it on there with the socket, and then just screw it on there. Even though it took me a little while, but nonetheless, I was able to put that on there perfectly fine. And as you can see, everything is solid and sturdy, right? Everything is solid. It ain't going nowhere. But I did this myself, even though it took a little while, but nonetheless, I advise you to have somebody else to help you out. So now it's basically the same exact thing. As you can see, this one got 2 screws, and this comes with the screw also. What I did was I put a screw on there. So what I did was I put this on there and mark it, and then I take it off again and I pre-drill it. So I'm gonna go on this side and show you something real quick. So this comes with something so you can put on there. I can't quite remember what it's called, but this is what you put on there before you put the screw. This little white thingy you're looking at. So I had to put it on there first. Pretty much I have to pre-drill the hole and put it on there once I poked everything in there, and I was able to put the screw, which the screw was able to hold everything in. So as you can see again, this is pretty solid. It ain't going nowhere. And the next thing again is the extension cable. So which this one comes with 4 bolts. The way it is that you don't have to put this all together. It comes with 2 pieces. So this piece came by itself. Well, this piece is not attached to this. So this can be moved anytime. As you can see, I'm moving it. The only thing that's holding it in place is this screw right here. Once you put a screw right here so you can pull this all the way out. But if I take it off, I'm going to be able to unhook this, and this plate's still going to remain on the wall. So this one was the easiest one to put in because I didn't have to kind of hold the whole thing up together. So what I did was I put this in place, make sure I put the level either on the top or on the side to make sure it's actually straight, and then mark the holes. And then before I even, drill anything in there, I kind of pre-drill it and then put the screws on there to hold it in. And after that, I slide this right on there and put the screw and hold it in place. So pretty much that's how I hooked these 3-part, which is the vacuum hose, the air compressor hose, and also the extension cable. So now, one other thing, I'm not quite sure if you're going to use the same Husky one that I have. When you're going to place it, be mindful of where you're going to put your air compressor, because the Husky already comes with the other end that has to go into the air compressor, which is, you see this piece right here? I didn't have to do anything to it. It had already came with it. If you're following, let's go on this side. This is the whole piece right here. So I had to make sure that I measure it in a way where I can put the air hose and it's not stretching too much. Even though there's a little slight issue that I have here, which I'm going to fix it. I'm going to put a shorter handle right here so that way when I'm actually rolling in the hose, it's not tangled into it. Even though sometimes I find a way to kind of fix it, but it's not going to tangle into that. But nonetheless, the way that I set it up, it was all perfect, and it's working. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much how I said these 3 things. The next thing that I actually did was the pressure washer. The pressure washer, again, like I said, is an electric pressure washer. So what I did was, it was on actually a whole piece where it actually come with 2 reels and the setup, the cage and everything. So it wouldn't look as good. So what I did was I took it off the cage, and this where the holes were. So where you actually sit into the cage where you can actually roll it. So I took it off and I left it bare bone. So what I did, when I was going to put it on the floor, as you can see, there's a little hook at the bottom, which wouldn't allow this to sit flat all the way to the ground. So instead of have to put a screw that's super duper long, so what I did was I found a little piece of wood, slide underneath this. What I did was I screwed this wood into the frame first. So I screw this into the frame on both sides, and I found some screw and screw this into the wood. So pretty much, if you're looking, this thing ain't going nowhere, because first of all, this wood is actually nailed to the frame. I got a couple screw down here, maybe 2 even underneath this piece right here. And as you can see, there's this nail here, there's another one down here, and there's another one in here. So pretty much this wood is solid. And this screw into here, the screw is long enough where you not only pierce through this and it goes to the frame. So that means this thing is super solid. It ain't going nowhere. And this is how I actually set my water hose. It may not be everybody's favorite, but so far it's been working just fine, and I have not had any issue with it. If you want to know or want me to give you like a pretty details on how you set it up, because it's pretty challenging to come with all the items, all the pieces to set up, your water tank. If you want a different video of me explaining that, let me know in the comment box. I'll take my time and show you all the names and step by step where to get the pieces and how to get this thing done. Anyhow, and moving to the generator, nothing special because I have not built the pull-out rack yet. I have the piece at the bottom where this thing is solid. It's not sliding left and right. If you can see, it's solid down here. I can pull it out a little bit, but it's not the perfect sliding rack that I need, which again, I'm going to build one. And when that comes, and I'm going to do like a pretty much a one-on-one tutorial showing you how to build a rack and how you can build one yourself, as well as the diamond plates and the bottle holder and the door. So moving on this side, like I said, again, nothing really too special, too crazy. You already seen how the frame was built. The only thing that I did was I didn't have any gallon or chemical holder, so I thought about this last minute, but nonetheless I was still able to build something that was pretty good, looking decent. Again, I'm going to wrap it. I have some more wrap left over, so I'm going to wrap that, and it's going to look identical as the rest of the vent itself. So pretty much, if you want to know exactly how I did this again, which it's not that crazy, let me know. I'm gonna give you exactly a step-by-step process of how this was, because I don't want to make this video super duper long. But let's go on the other side. I'm going to show you something real quick. Now, at first I did not put this little piece right here. As you can see, again, all the stuff you see that's not wrapped or last minute thing that I came up with. So this vacuum right here was in the back of the pressure washer, in the back of the air compressor. What I realized was the fact that this thing is super big and it's in the back of the air compressor, and I realized that it takes too much space. I don't have space to do anything else in the vent. And I just thought about something, you know what? I'm gonna build something right on top of the air compressor, and where I can put the vacuum and I can create some more space in the front. So what I did was I got some piece of wood, screw this into the main frame, and find a piece of plywood, and measure it to the size of the vent, and cut it, and put another, you know, stem back here to kind of hold it in, so it's pretty much really sturdy, ain't going nowhere really, and to be able to put the vacuum right on top of it and create more space in the front. And I was able to do that where I'm utilizing my space properly. So now I have a lot of room in the front where, let's say for example, if I have to put in the let's say extractor for the shampoo, which I already have, and it's not really mine, it's my uncle's. He used to pressure wash stuff, and he had that equipment at home, which is brand new. I spoke to him and told me, man, you can have it, man, use it whenever you want to, because I'm not using it anymore. So instead of buying another one for $1,000 or plus, I had that at my disposal, which I had to go pick it up. So pretty much the thing that I'm thinking about is, since I have a lot of room, I'm trying to figure out where I can put the bucket, so that way when I'm going to have the mighty extractor, and I could just set it in here with no issues. So let's go on the other side again. So pretty much I did that to be able to create a lot of space where I could do some stuff. And up here, I'm going to actually better organize this besides the little plastic bin. And there's certain things I'm going to come up with, which again, I don't want to say too much. In the next video or a couple of videos coming, you're probably going to see what I'm talking about. But so far, this is what I have, where again, it's not super duper complicated. And the pressure washer again is down here, screwed to the frame, where this thing is not going anywhere. It's super solid, and also it's very easy for me to remove it whenever I need to. And it's actually been working for me. So pretty much, let's do a quick recap. The very first thing that I put is the vacuum hose. The vacuum hose again, you're not going to be able to put this with the vacuum hose wrapped all like that. You got to take it off as if you unrolling this to vacuum a car. You got to take everything out. Once you take everything out, you would have easy access to the back to be able to put the screw. And again, there's the same process as this one. You find a hole, you mark it, pre-drill, and you put the little piece on there, put the screw, bam. That one again is the same exact thing. Mark it, put the screws, bam. And I have not built this pull-out rack yet. And also the pressure washer, it's down here solid. In the future, I'm gonna put the high pressure hose reel down in there, and also the bottle holder is coming, and that's about it. So pretty much, if you have any question or this seems a little bit confusing to you, which it shouldn't be, please let me know in the comment box below. I enjoyed this, and I'll be more than happy to answer any question you have. And like I said again, if you want to know the step-by-step on how I actually set this, let me know. And also, this was a little bit challenging because this one didn't come with a quick connect. So what I had to do is I had to go to Home Depot and go buy this piece. This piece allowed me to screw this on here, and it give me a quick connect access where I can put the high pressure hose on here. And then this other hand was already quick connect, and I put the gun on here. And one of the things about this gun that I like is it built with the swivel. If you have a gun, it doesn't have a swivel, you probably burning a lot of time fighting your high pressure hose. If you have or buying a gun, I recommend you to please get you a gun that has a swivel. So the swivel, what it does is, as you pulling the high pressure hose, is untwisted itself, where you don't have to manually do it yourself. It just does it automatically. So pretty much this one is built in with the swivel, which make things easier. I have another gun, two other guns in here, but this is probably my favorite. Like I said again, if you want to have a review of all the products that I'm using and stuff, let me know. I can have another video for that. But so far I have a lot of things that I got to do with this vent still. It's not complete, but if this video is not as clear as you want it and you have some questions still, let me know in the comment box below. I'd be more than happy to help you out. And I'm a long way to go to be done, but so far it's been working. I've been making money with this van, and let's see what the future holds.